a brand new React app. It's a brand new project. So what we're going to do is we'll delete all of these things. So here is our app.js. What we want to do tonight is called routing. Let's go to this website to understand the concept of routing. You're welcome, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. So let's go to modular.com to understand how routing works. Now, before now, we've only been working on a single page, like you're unable to link pages together. But with what we want to learn tonight, we'll be able to link our pages together. We'll be able to. Why is it taking this long time to load? Okay. Now, yeah, this is the landing page of modular.com. We can move across this page. We can go to the how does it work, how it works page. And we are currently on that page. We've successfully out from the landing page to the how it works page. Then we can move to the templates page. That it will automatically route to that. Oh, sorry. The template is another subdomain. It's a subdomain, not. But hope you understand. Let me use this to explain. This is the landing page. This is the how it works page. So note something that this part is not reloading. It's not. If you use the anchor tag, it would have reload. It's going to reload. Do you understand?
Yes.
But this doesn't. It doesn't reload. Okay, I think this is another. This is a subdomain also. Yeah. So with routing, we actually be on a page. The reason why it's not reloading is because you are not actually leaving the page. You are not. What we are just doing is when we move from the landing page to the how it works page, what React will do is it just comes to the, remember I said that in ReactJS, all our application will be inside this index.html. Can you remember?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So all our application will still be inside this div. You are not leaving this div. What it's going to do is it will just change the content of this div to something else.
Yes.
So although to the user will think you are leaving the page. So let's go straight into that and see how it works. Okay. Let's add some codes together. To start with, to route, we are going to install a package, a library. So let's go to our terminal. I doubt if tonight's video will not skip. I doubt it's. Okay, so we want to install a library called React Router DOM. To install the library, your npm install, you can write it in full or you just write I React Router DOM. Oh, what did I write? I wrote React Router. No. It should be router. npm install React Router DOM. So this is a third-party library. You know, I told you that whenever you install a library like this, it's going to add the name of the library to the list of your dependencies inside this package.json. It's going to add it to this place when it's done as part of this place. Okay, let's wait for it. Okay, so we've gotten the browser out, React router done. It should, this is it, React router done. Let's go back to our application. Remember, what we want to do is we want to bring in something that will override the default nature of your web browser. Like normally, when you move from one page to another, it should what the other reason, it should load this and move to a new page. But what you are doing is, we are not doing that. We are only changing the content of the div. So we are going to bring in something called browser router. This browser router will be the one responsible for mounting. Oh, let me remove this. This browser router will be the one responsible for mounting this on the browser, for mounting your route. Let's say I go to the landing page. The browser router is well responsible for mounting it on a web browser. If you don't understand it, let me explain it this way. React is modern. React can be used for building applications aside web app. It can be used to build mobile app. I don't know if you've heard about React Native. Have you heard of React Native? Now, React Native is actually using React to build native applications, okay, to build mobile apps and all of that. Now, in fact, when you are doing that, you will still be writing logic similar to what we've been doing. You are going to be writing logic similar to that. But this browser router that we're about to bring in is responsible for managing routing on a web browser. Do we get it? If you are using React Native, it means you won't be needing the browser router. Hope you understand, since it's not being loaded on a web browser. Do we get the difference?
No.
Okay, let's come again. React can be used to build applications aside web app. It can be used to build mobile applications, native applications generally. That's why it's called React Native. Now, the major difference between a web application and native apps is that web applications run on a web browser. This is a web browser, Abi?
Yes. Yes.
Good. So, when we want to bring in browser router to allow routing to be possible on a web browser, do we get it?
Yes.
Good. So, meaning that if you are writing React Native, then it means you won't need browser router. Even though the logic, it's almost like it's similar to that of React Native, but the reason we are bringing in browser router is because we want to do routing on a web browser. If you are building a web app, then you bring in browser router so that to enable routing on a web browser. Do we get it now?
Okay. Doesn't mean that we don't do it on the web, on the app, web app.
No, this is a web app now.
So where don't we need this router?
On mobile apps.
On mobile app.
Yes,
Okay.
native
All
apps. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
So let's move on. Go to the index.js. You can bring it in here. This browser router only has one child. One child. Browser. We are going to import it from our React router DOM. Oh, it's not auto importing this. Let me import it manually then. Import browser. Good. So import browser router from React router DOM. Then we can now wrap the whole application with browser router. Do we get what you are doing? Let me space it a bit.
Doesn't mean that we have to be putting this thing manually every time.
Yes, whenever you want to route, you need to first bring on a web browser. You need to first bring in browser router.
Okay.
Then you can wrap your whole application with the browser router. With this now, this will allow routing on all parts of my application. You know, my whole app is inside app.js, Abby.
Yes.
So we are wrapping the whole app with this browser router. This makes routing possible on all parts of the application.
Okay.
Can we move on?
Yes.
And this browser router only has one child. It only expects one child. So this is just one child, which is app.js, which is our app. So let's now go to our app and do some things there. Imports. Okay. Let's create the components folder. Oh, the components folder. Now, it's a common practice to call this pages folder. I will explain what this means better now. Let's say we have a landing page. Or let's call it home. So let's get another page. Let's call it.
Can this component be another name?
Yes,
is it?
Yes, it can. In fact, okay. It's a common practice to call it pages instead of components. The reason is this. This is a page. This is a landing page. Then this is like the how it works page. Do we get it?
Yes.
So some people prefer to call this pages instead of calling them components, especially when you are displaying that component on the browser directly. If it's a component that you are not displaying on the browser, yes, you can just keep inside components folder. But if you are displaying it, then some people just prefer to call it pages. And some people also go as far as creating another folder inside this component called pages.
Okay.
So those components that will be displayed on the browser will be inside that pages folder. Do you get it?
Yes.
So whichever way you want to do it, let me chip it in. Let me quickly chip this in. You know, React has libraries built on it also. Just the same way React is a JavaScript library, there are also some libraries built on React to make React even much easier than it is. Do you understand?
There are libraries on React to make it easier than it is.
Yes. You know, some people still feel that React is still somehow complex, and they now built some libraries. Some libraries like Next. I don't know if you've seen Next.js. Next.js is, I think, is the most popular React library. It's a library built on React. It's a way of simplifying React. Do you get it?
Okay.
So in that one, when we are done with the whole class, when you pick Next.js, you will get it immediately because it's much simpler than React because it's a library built on React to make React easy for people. Now there, you must call it pages folder, not any name. You need to call it pages folder. So you might realize a lot of people are using pages. Yes, that's because in Next you need to call it pages folder. If you are not calling it pages folder, then you need to do more configuration and all of that. So it's just best you use the pages folder and all of that. But let's now come back to ReactJS. Now we have the home. Let's cite the content of the home. Import React from React. Then const home. Let's get another component also to serve as our navbar. Let me just copy. So let's start filling these things up with data. This is a landing page. Let's just put some text like welcome to the landing page. While doing that, let me quickly start running this routing class. If we need us to display things. Okay, let's take continue. Let's say this is the about page. Okay, let's see what's going on. When we are on the landing page, we want to say this. When we click on maybe a link like this, about, and when we click on that, we want to move to the about page. Do you get us about today? Sean, get there. Now I said when we get to the page, we first see the landing page.
Okay.
Now when we click on the link, let's first go to the landing page. This is the landing page. Now we will now have about link, a link here. So that when we click on that link to go to the about page, it will take us to the about page. Do you guys also want to do now?
Yes.
Okay. So when we are on the landing page, we first see this. Then we will now put a link there that we can click on to take us to the about us page. So let's bring the two of them in here. So this will display the landing page, and oops, what's going on here? Why is it not fetching it? Okay. So this will display the landing page and this will display the about page. But then we don't want to display the two of them at once. We want to display them one after the other. Do we get it? It's either
Yes.
we are on the landing page or we are on the about page. So to do that, we bring in something called routes from the React router DOM. Routes. Okay, I think I need to bring it in manually. Import routes. So we are bringing in routes from React router DOM. So let's make use of the routes. So let's see what happens here. These routes can have something we call elements. Element is the page you want to display. So element is the page you want to display. We want to display this home. Then we can make it a self-horizontal. Oops, what have I done?
So it can either have the closing tag
Okay.
or not.
Hello.
Because the other way we put it in, we wrapped it in, like we wrapped the whole
meatball.
thing inside the. I'm saying like in the index.js, we wrapped, we had the open tag for route and the closing tag. That's what I'm saying.
In the index.js. Okay. Okay, let's go there.
We have, we stored this route live before, but in the index.js, like we had a open tag for route and a closing tag. But yeah, we are closing it directly. Doesn't mean we can do it both ways.
Oh, okay. I think I get it now. Now here we have this, right? For the
Yes.
browser router.
Okay, a different tag.
Okay. Now the reason is this. Browser router is expected to have a child inside it. This is the child. Do we get it?
Okay. Yes, I get it now.
But this here, this route is not expected to have a child. It's not. Where is it? App.js. This is not expected to have a child. In fact, you can still write it like this. You can still write it like this. It will work. But since you are not putting anything inside, you are not putting anything here like this. So there's no point writing it as a closing tag. We can just write it as a self-closing tag. Do you get it?
Yes, I get it.
Okay. So same here. To the, let's get another route. I'll just copy, paste, the about. So this will display the landing page. This will display the about page. But we're not done. We need to add a property called paths. Path is this. It's going to now start checking that if I say this, for instance, if it sees this slash on the browser, it will load this component. If it says path slash about, it will load this component. This is what I mean. This is your landing page. Let's run this. In fact, let's even run this so that you get it. npm starts. So we are waiting for it to start now. Now this is the landing page. Do we get it? So I understand.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So if
Yes,
it is
sir.
the
Yes,
landing
yes.
page, thank you so much. So if it is the landing page, this is the same as just say you can't put empty like this. No, this you just search for the landing page. This means landing. So it's going to go to the home page. Then it will load these components. Then when it sees slash about, when it goes to the browser and it sees this slash about, then it will load the about components. Any question? We will remove
Sir,
this now.
can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the line 8. Okay, the what's it called? Whatever the component name must be the element we put there.
You said?
Like since the components were like the home is the landing page, that's why we are having home there. Can we have another variable there, or it be the components? That is the
Yeah, it's the components we want to load when the user visits this page. This is URL. This part is like
okay.
URL. Why this element is the page you want to load.
Okay.
So when I go to the landing page, it will load this component. When I go to the slash about, it will be searching. What it does, it goes to this URL. Remember, I said browser router we hijack the default behavior of the browser. It's now going to be the one to undo it itself. So it will be searching for this URL slash about. You know this is slash about. Now, let me give an instance. On this page now, on our own page, this is a landing page. Then this is slash how it works. So we come here and say slash how it works. Shall I understand? Then we now
Yes.
load the how it works components. Shall it tẹ̀síwájú?
Yes.
Okay. Then, whenever you are using routes like this, you need to wrap it with something called routes. You bring it in. React will throw back error if it doesn't see routes. Whenever you are using routes, you need to wrap it with routes. Then all your routes will be inside routes. Let me tell you one of the reasons why this is like this. This route used to be something we call switch. We are not going to use the switch, but it used to be something like this. Switch. Oh. Switch. I'll discuss why this switch is important. Now look at this. We see this switch. Without this switch, if you remove this switch in old version of React, I don't know if it has been fixed now. If you remove it in old version of React, you know, we ask it to load the home page when it sees slash Abi. Abi now. Shawa pẹ̀lú mi. Can we hear me? Hello? Hello? What's going on? Let me refresh. Hello? Hello? Ó dàbí pé bí kinní yẹn ṣe fẹ́ load ní kí ló ń pọ̀ orúkọ ẹ̀ npm start tí mo rán yẹn ó dàbí òun ló fà kí browser yẹn fi wá misbehave. Ó dàbí òun mo máa join padà ń sìn. Please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Can you, I think it is that React app. What cause it? React that starts. The
Okay.
npm starts. I'll
The
share my screen.
recording must have been disrupted by.
No, it's still going on. It's still but like I said earlier, I doubt if it's not going to be skipping the way it's used to do. I doubt it. Because even before we started the class, the system has been doing somehow, even before we started the class. So, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But it's still recording. It's still recording. Can we see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh, God. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
No, loading. Yes. Now. So can I ask a question? Like,
Yes, you
why
can.
is second? Why is second route part having that slash and about? Or does it work the same way? It's either the slash or we put the both.
Okay, this slash, we direct it to go to the root parts. Like, to go to, it's like saying, you can have slash about slash something
How
else.
it works?
Slash. So, but when you see that slash, like
Okay.
you are directing it to go to the roots. This is the roots. Like the parent of all of them. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, I think I get that. So is it doing the same? Is doing the same work?
You
Or
said?
why didn't you use the first one? Why didn't you put slash home?
You said?
I'm saying like okay, the second route now is having slash about.
Yes.
Why is the first one not having slash home?
The reason is this. If we put slash home, it means that in order to see the landing page, you need to go to this URL.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yes, I guess it's.
But by making
So
it
every other
empty,
one, it means it's only the first one that will have just the normal slash. The other ones will have like their names followed.
I can't tell you.
Like it means it's only the home, the landing page that would have only a slash.
Yes, yes, yes.
Others will have like their.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Alright. Okay, while this is loading, I was explaining this switch. Now, if you look at this landing page, it has slash. Why this has slash about? What happened is, if you go to slash, let's say if I go to the landing page, funny enough, it will load the two components. Now, you might be surprised that why will it load the two component. I don't know if it has been fixed with this routes, but before now, in previous version of React, if you use slash and slash about like this, you load the two of them, but you only want to load one of them at a time, abi now.
Yes.
So you bring in this switch. This switch is like saying pick the first one that meets your condition. So if I go to the landing page, it will load this because it has slash. If I now go to slash about, it will load this. Do we get the difference?
Yes.
Oh, good. So, but they've updated the switch with routes. The React Router DOM team. The team has updated the switch with routes. And that brings us to why we are still waiting for this to load. Let me keep this in. You might ask that what about those applications that we built with switch? You don't need to touch it. If it's working, don't break it, don't touch it. If it's working, don't touch it, just leave it like that. This medullary app, this medullary is still working on switch till today, and you are not going to change it. If it works, don't touch it. Okay, it's loading. I want us to see what we've done so far. This is taking the century to load. Now, let me proceed then. Why, instead of waiting for this to load? If it finished loading, we are going to face one problem. Let's quickly discuss the problem together. The problem is this. When I go to the browser and I press slash, like if I go to the landing page, it will load this. If I say slash about, it will load this. But then users will not start pressing this on their browser. Users will not come here and say slash about. Do you understand? You want to add something like this.
Yes.
For users to click. Shall I understand?
Yes.
You don't expect your
Yes,
users to good. You don't expect your users to come to your browser and start typing this to go to the about page and all of that. So let's quickly undo that together. So we will come here and create. You can use an anchor tag, but I will tell you why we have to change this from anchor tag again.
So what is? Does it mean that switch will remain in our import routes?
No, it's a mistake. I should have removed it. Okay. So we can say href So let's see what this does. When you click on this, it will take this slash. Of course, you know how the anchor tag works. It will go to the browser and put it there. I've been now.
Yes.
So, and for that
Yes, sir.
reason, it will load these components. Then when you,
Automatically.
yes, it will load this component automatically. And of course, by default, it will actually load this component. Like immediately we run it, since we are currently on the landing page. Do we get it?
Sure.
So when we also press on this, it will go to slash about. For that reason, it will load these components. So let's move on. But we are not going to use this anchor tag for one reason. When you use the anchor tag, it will make a request to the server. That's part of the problem with anchor tag. It will make a request to the server and it will start rolling. Remember, part of the reason for use. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Part of the reason for using.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. Part of the reason for using routing is because you don't want it to keep making requests to the server every time. You want it to be as swift as this. So you are not going to use this anchor tag. Instead, you change it to something else. You bring in something we call link. Just turn this angle. Okay. Bring in link. So instead of using anchor tag, we make use of link.
Okay, this link is also part of the router DOM. React router DOM.
Yes, it's part of it. Then this link doesn't use href, it uses to. So that's what am I doing? Okay, yeah, it's fine. So when you click on this now, it will load these components, and when you click on this, it will load these components. Who can tell me why we are not placing this link inside these routes? Or better still, you understand my question now. I will take this link out of this place and I will take it to the navbar. Okay, let's go to our app.js and bring in the navbar component. So we've got in the navbar. Who can tell me why we are not placing it inside these routes? Who can tell me why the navbar is not within these routes?
Because it's already doing similar action to what the route will do.
No, the reason is this. We always want to see, okay, link is not defined, Oh, let's fix it. Oh.
Okay, we didn't pass it to...
Yes. Okay. The reason is this. This is our app.js. Remember, irrespective of the page that you are, it will display this app.js API by default. This
yes,
it will display this. Now, these routes, only one of this will be displayed per time. That means this navbar will always be available irrespective of the one that you are displaying. I don't know if you get it.
it's always be there.
Yes, it will actually be here. It will always be here, irrespective of the component that you are displaying part time. That will allow you to be able, look at something. This is what I'm saying now. Look at it. This component is still there, like this nav bar is always there. Do we get it? If you place it inside this route, it won't always be there. It will only be there when we go to a particular component. Try and get there.
Yes.
Okay. Let me place this to. Okay, I'm expecting that slash now to separate the two of them. Why is it not coming? Okay. Let's just make this. Let's make use of a div here. What am I saying? Don't mind me. Go to my nav bar. Put this here. Okay. It should come here now. Now, if I click on this about, just check this URL here. Even on the landing page, it's not loading the content of the landing page. Why is it not? Let's look at the reason together. What's going on? Functions are not valid as a React child. Okay, return a component instead of. Okay. So let's go back and see, try to fix this bug. Oh. So this expects the components, like the component stack. Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is the landing page. This is the landing page. This is the about page. It's working fine. Check out Tesiwaju.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next is we want to be able to do something like this, maybe slash about slash something else, maybe routes slash id. Let's create the components together. A new component. Let's say about person. So I'll just copy all of this. Then I'll paste it here. I want to display this component. My name is Taye. So when I go to /about/Taye, I want to display that component. Good. So let's go to the browser and do that together. Okay. /about/Taye. My name, but we don't want to be coming here to type it. Let's add a link for users to go to the page. So we go to our navbar. Joban, follow.
Yes.
Okay. Let's add this. Let's say. So now the user can. Oh, let's say about Taye. But there's a little problem. If you want to create another page for Kenny, about Kenny, then it means that we will have to come here and create another link /about/Kenny. Sham, and get there.
Yes.
Now, if you are
Yes, sir.
on, good, thank you, sir. If you are on Instagram, I think it's even the same. That's his Medullary example. If I want to view a user on Medullary, I will say /user/ the person's username. My username on Medullary is Taye Happy. So /user/ this is to load the person's profile. Now, does that mean that once a person registers on Medullary, we quickly create a page for that person? No. Do you understand?
Yes.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Let me log out now. It doesn't work like that. So what happens is, instead, there's something we call route parameters. Route parameters. Let's do that now. So we won't do this. No, we won't. We are going to do something else. Let's come here and say, instead of saying /Taye, remember, we don't know what the person's name will be. Abi Mokoto Majena.
Yes.
Good. We can't just say / a particular name. No. Instead, we give it a variable. We put a variable here. So it can be, this colon stands for a parameter. Once it sees this colon, it's not going to expect the exact text. It won't. It's just going to say, whenever I see about /about and I see anything after about, that thing becomes the value of name. Show you what.
Please come again.
Let me come again. Let's assume we go to /about/2. You see this 2? It automatically becomes the value of this name. Show you wala.
Okay. Okay.
If I go to /about/Tolu, this Tolu becomes the value of name.
Okay. So name is just like a variable.
Yes, it's like a variable, but we call it parameter. So whatever it says after about automatically becomes the value of name. So what do we now want to do when we load this page? If I go to, let's go to another. If I go to /about/Taye, this Taye automatically becomes the value of what? Name. So it will now load this component for me. Let's move on. We are not yet done. So if I go to this, even if this is James, it will still go to that component because that James becomes the value of name. It is still on the same component. But instead of saying my name is Taye, we want it to be my name is whatever is here. So we want it to be, maybe my name is James. Instead of display my name is Taye for everybody. Shall I get there?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do that next. We will now say, immediately you load this about person components. Immediately, remember the reason is we load this component is when it says slash about slash something at the front. So immediately go to the URL on the browser, go and pick whatever is after about. That's the next thing you want to do. Immediately you're about to load this component, quickly go to the browser, pick whatever is after about. To do that, we are going to bring in a hook called use params. Use params. It's a React hook. It's a function. This hook, we go to the browser URL and look for all the params. Remember I said this is a param. This is a parameter. Have you now?
Yes.
It will extract all the parameter inside an object. Inside an object. Let's say I have this ID. Look at this. This is name. This is ID. If I go to the browser and I say slash James slash 5, this James is name. This 5 is ID.
Yeah, ID.
Show you.
Yes.
So when you now call on use params allows you to extract all these parameters. It will extract all the parameters inside an object. You cannot destructure the one you need there. In this case, I can say I only need the name. Help me destructure the name. So it will extract only the name. If I need the ID also, I need to destructure the ID.
And set it as.
It's now available inside these components. Show that. Okay, okay, let's move on. Sorry, we still have, there's no, like, time is not my friend now. I'm trying to rush. Okay, let's come again. We have this name, we have the ID. Nothing it's about to load this component. It will go to the URL and take whatever is here on the browser. It will assign it to name. And whatever is there, to assign it to ID. Good. So, but of course, you are not using ID. I only use that as explanation. So we come here now and only extract the name. This use params will return a whole object. So you can now extract whatever you need there. So instead of saying my name is Taye, it will now be what my name is variable name. So if I go to the browser and I type, good, I put changes, my name is James. If I say this is Tolu now, it becomes my name is Tolu. So, but of course, you don't want your users to come here at all times and start typing. You can go back to this place and add it there. So if I want to see Tolu, I can put Tolu here. So my name is Taye. It's about page. This is the welcome. This is the landing page. Check out this one. Okay. Now, one interesting thing is this. You can say that this landing page or this about page, this about page, maybe you want it to be the about your application, about the company. This about page. After about the whole company. Then these two, they are like staffs of the company. I can't make it. This about, I want it to be about the whole company, and this should be like staffs of the company, such that when I go to the about page, I can now view the Taye and the Tolu. You know, the way our application works now is that you can only visit one of them at a time. Either I visit home or I visit about, or I visit about Taye, or I visit about Tolusha, understand?
Yes.
But we want to do it in such a way that this about, when I visit about Tolu, I will still see the content of the about page. When I visit about Taye, I will still see the content of the about page. Shall you understand the conversation?
Yes.
So this like about the whole company, and I can now visit any of them that I want. So this about page is like you want it to be present in both about Taye and about Tolu. Let's do that together. So what you're going to do is this. I will remove this from here. I'll remove it from here. So you can only, for now, you can only visit this and the about it. What you're about to look at is called nested routing. That is, you want to route inside another route. Nested routing. So this is the landing page. This is about page. On getting to the about page, I want to now visit the Taye and the Tolu. So come here, cut this out of this place, and bring it here. Copy this and bring it here. Okay, so when I click on this, you guys, okay, when I click on this, oh, what am I doing? Sorry. Okay. Done. Let's say, okay, about slash. Okay, common. Typing in the about here, then this is slash menu. Yeah. So let's come to about. That is okay. Let's see what happens here. If I go to about page, I want it to load this. It's going to load the about component, but it's not going to load this component. Shall we get there?
It's not going to load each component. Okay. It's not going to load it.
It won't load this component. Why put slash about the conimolo? Can you load
Okay.
this about person component? Do we understand?
Yes.
If I go to slash about, okay, why is it saying back error? Route is not defined. Oh, again, routes. I'm not even using them. Don't worry, we'll revise this in our next class. Okay, now if I go to about, shall I load the Abi?
Yes.
But if I go to about Taye and about Tolu, I will just load about and also the about Taye component. Of course, now it's not giving us the expected result. We are going to fix it now. Just come here and say slash asterisk. This means go to about now, anything that is after about still load this about component. Show to you what.
Please come again.
Whenever we go to about or anything after about, it will still load this about component. Do you understand?
Yes.
So taba lọ sí slash about, it will load the about components. Ẹ̀rí pé ó ti load ẹ̀, àbí?
Yes.
Now taba lọ sí about Tolu, it will still load. This asterisk means all, like everything, anything, slash about slash anything tó bá ti rí ń bẹ̀, still load this about component. Do you understand?
Yes.
So whenever we now go to slash about slash Tolu, it will still load the about components. Then whatever is here, no can be our assign to, let's go to the about component and see what we have there. It's now assign it as the value of name.
Name.
Then it can now load this about person component. But if you just go to only slash about, it's not going to load this. Kò ní load the B. Show you what. Don't worry, let's adjust it a bit. Let's say user slash name. Now if you go to slash about, my load the B. But for us to see this, we need to say slash about slash user slash any name to bawu. Something like this. We need to do something like this slash about slash user slash maybe Allah. Do we understand? Tagging again. It's loading. Slash about. Aha, good. That's loaded. What happens is when you go to slash about, if you go load the about page, then when it now sees this slash user slash anything, this colon, okay, mean anything after. Do you understand? Assign it to name. Load this person, this component. So it will load this, and it will also load this. If I go to slash about slash user slash any name, to buy one show you what.
Yes.
Okay. So finally, let's handle the not found page. Let's assume I just go to a link that does not exist. Imagine I come here now and I go to slash contacts. So what happens? Let's undo that part. Let's undo that part. I go for share anything. It's only displaying the navbar. See, because the navbar is everywhere.
Yes.
So let's do that now. We are going to create a component. This thing is hanging big time. Okay. We will create a component together. We can call it not fun. So whenever you go to a URL that does not exist, it will always load this component. Oh, remove it from this place. Let me bring it into the. Normally, it should be inside this components folder.
Okay, it's a file.
Yes, it's a file. Not fun or JS. So let me delete this one here. So let's go to the one here now and do something. Just copy, come here, copy all of this, paste. I can just say, hey, what you are looking for is not here. Something like this. So we want to display this whenever we can't see any page. So you come here and say layout. Then path. For the not front page, you say asterisk for anything. So basically, go to load the components. Do we get it?
So what was the interpretation you gave to this asterisk now, please?
This all for all. If
So,
it's not
all.
this and it's not this, then any other thing. You can, it will only do one out of them, Abi. Abi now.
Yes. Yes.
Nobody put slash ni it will do this. Nobody put slash about slash anything ni it will do this. But if it's not this and it's not this, then it's coming to load this. So if I go to slash contact, can you see, hey, what you are looking for is not here. If I go to slash how it works or slash out or anything, it will still load the same component. What you are looking for is not here. Why is it not letting me? Okay. But for others, it will load well. It will load very fine. So what we are not going to do is, for most websites, they will now design this and make it look so beautiful to display the components. Something like this. If I go to medley.com/ Toluajayi, there's no page like Toluajayi. So these are our own not front page. You can now style it, you can link to other pages and all of that. Now, I understand that this class does not really do justice to this topic. Don't worry, in our next class I will revisit this for you to get it very well. Myself, I'm not enjoying the teaching, and if I'm not enjoying this teaching, then it's very likely that the students won't enjoy the class. I don't know why, but I'm not really enjoying tonight's teaching. So it's very possible that you don't, maybe, I don't know, but that's just my own feeling. So what you're going to do is, we will revise this again, but let's summarize. To layout, you import React outer DOM. Then, after importing it, like you install it, after installing it, you import it into, before then, you go to your index.js and you lap it with browser router. So after happening with browser router, you can now start this. So we have this route which wraps all out. So the route, each route has a path and an element. Path element. So the path is where you want to go to. The element is the component to load when the user visits that path. Same thing with this. Now we can do route parameter. If you're using route parameter, you put column, then a name. Give it any variable name of your choice. So that allows you to use route parameter. But if you put this slash, it means when you get to slash about slash anything, it will load this component. Then we looked at nested routing, that is routing inside another route. So in this case, when I go to the about now, let's say if I visit the about page, when I get to the about, there is our about. Then it will see this. Then we can now route to this also. Let's quickly discuss this part. Where is my ReactJS? I think got this. Note when you load this page, if you see this one here. This is like your view. So to load navbar. You know the navbar contains my link, Abi.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Tábà tí wá lọ sí any part, á wá gbé sí á fi replace the route sí. Meaning that we actually technically we are still on this same page. Do you get it? Inú bí náà láyé wá.
Yes.
Any page tábà kàn tó á kàn fi replace ibi tí route sí wà ní. Same thing with this. Tó bá yẹ pé lè la lọ á fi replace the route sí. That is the same thing happening when we get to the about page also. On getting to slash about, á gbé wa wá sí where's our slash? When we go to slash about, á gbé wa wá sí ibi báyìí. Á gbé wa wá bí. It will display this about page. Now tábà tí wá lọ sí anywhere, we are still on this page. Á kàn máa change nǹkan tó bá wà níbí báyìí. Do we get it?
Yes.
We are still on that same page, just that we are changing whatever it is, whatever we have here. But in our next class, we will look at it better. Please allow me to go now, please.
Permission granted.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.